over 880 or so centers. You see, over 880 centers like that, right? So they now put everybody in that cluster. So in each cluster, right, they now built something called a patch on that. So they now, it was like this, say, okay, those of you who are from I'll use regional stuff now, okay? Those of you from the Northwest, or everybody who comes in from the Northwest of Nigeria, right? They will be on the patch A. Everybody who came from the Northeast, North Central, they'll be on B and C, right? So, and these patches, right, the way they build them, they have to serve all those candidates in a way that it's called the CBT, right? So it's computer. It will generate the questions for each candidate in such a way that the answers and everything is also kind of like will be generated by the computer when it comes to marking. So everything is meant to be like that. Accurate setup. Northeast, Northwest, North Central, Southwest, Southeast, South. So 1.5 million or so students registered, and 379,999 students, right, registered from eastern part of Nigeria. So what they now did was that when they built a patch that was supposed to be Southwest, they should combine all the Southwest states. That's not how it works. So they now built Lagos. So the patch for Lagos is different from the patches for the Southwest. You get that now? So they now link that of Lagos to all the schools, so all the centers in the eastern part of Nigeria. So this is what now, like I said, there's already a distrust in the system, serious mistrust, that a lot of people believe that, things don't just happen now. That people used to feel like maybe they just happen, maybe it's just a mistake, maybe it's just a coincidence, but these days, you'll be too dumb to believe everything is coincidence. Everything is no longer coincidence. So people begin to question it, right? So I'll take you back to that room yesterday so that you can listen to the excuse given by this guy on this. So when the patch, right, from the one with Lagos, part of Lagos, like half of Lagos, so, and you know something, what makes it even more suspicious is this, okay? They have not given us evidence of human error yet, too. So I am just giving you the pieces of information that are really out there. Here you get. So you can put them together by yourself. So they haven't cited any human error. But here is something. You see this patch here, right? That is linked to the entire 5 states of the eastern Nigeria, linked to it. Surprisingly, coincidentally, the centers that got cancelled in Lagos cover the areas, local government areas, like Ajeromi, Felutun, all those First Tag, Maitu, Kirikiri, and all those areas, Shasha, you get, that have a massive population of Igbos. Again, this can't just be a coincidence as well. This is what people are saying. Like, this can't just happen. Like, so and mind you, last year, when they were discussing this issue of ranking and all of that stuff in their examinations, national examinations, WAEC, NECO, UTME, JAMB, yeah, and others. So they said that the eastern part of Nigeria are doing so well, especially Imo State, not even Anambra now, Imo State. So they said they have a system of kind of like, maybe you don't know this, so I'm saying it now. I can't remember the name. They actually have a system where some of their students that are going for any examinations, whatever examination, they have platforms whereby some of them can sign up. And when they sign up, right, they have access to all these materials and all of that stuff. They share all this information among themselves enough that they can have a clue of what their results will be even before it comes out. So immediately JAMB released that result. It just triggered an uproar everywhere. The children were confused. And even their teachers, their tutors, everybody like, principals. You know, people were like, this can't be real. Do you know what they had to say? Especially the minister of education, appointed by Tifnubu. You know what he said? He said, this is the first time that they are using the best software that gives the truest state of people's examination now. Like the result released is actually the truest state of, things. And guess what he said? He said their software has removed miracle centers. Minister, that's what he said. He said they've removed miracle centers. And that is why you see all those places where people failed en masse. It's because our machine has removed the miracle center. And the Ronukus on social media, they couldn't believe their luck. It was like a gold mine. We told you, now miracle center, this and that. This systemic sabotage. This is the reality of Nigeria. I'll show you get. And of course, it is happening to the children from the eastern Nigeria. So people were so kind of like raving angry, like, what are you doing? Like, so it was the pressure that prompted the man to now come out yesterday. And then you saw what you saw yesterday, right?
As registrar of JAMB, I hold myself personally responsible including for the negligence of the service provider and I unreservedly apologize for it.
That was a remorseful JAMB registrar at a news conference. This admission of culpability follows an avalanche of complaints by parents of UTME candidates who failed the examination and the unfortunate suicide of a 19-year-old student in Lagos who killed herself after receiving a score of 170 in the examination. JAMB attributes the error to a systems failure and is apologizing to students and parents for the trauma caused.
We deploy our system to the use of high-profile organizations within and outside Nigeria as part of the broader strategy of ensuring that everything works well when we need it to work. As part of our preparation for this year, we updated our system from form-based to the single-item-based examination, the latter of which is the in thing presently internationally. We simulated this system, streamlined our Autobot and Auto system, and still went ahead to develop our own JAMB test, a software innovated in-house by a small team led by our own staff, DUBEM. We improved on the examination system, simulated everything end-to-end before the examination, and we thought everything was perfect. All the layers, including using dummies, were deployed this year, but despite that, an error happened. It is a classical manifestation of the axiom that man proposes, but God disposes.
Out of 18,000 complaints received by JAMB, 15,000 have been verified to be correct. To remedy the situation, about 207,000 candidates will retake the UTME in 65 centers in Lagos and over 173,000 candidates in 92 centers in Owerri zone.
Within 24 hours of rigorous work, we were able to isolate where the problem emanated from, as I've said earlier on. It happened in 65 centers in Lagos and 92 centers in Owerri zone. That is covering the cities, just as Ibadan is regarded as Ibadan zone, covering all the 5 states of the southwest. Owerri is also covering all the 5 states of the east, of the southeast. But Lagos stands alone because of the huge number that is coming from Lagos alone.
Already, Some parents have threatened a class action against JAMB for the mass failures originally released.
I can tell you, and I can prove to you, that what I'm saying now, if you ask me to place my WhatsApp number here, and for parents to contact me, before tomorrow we will have about 1,000 parents. If those children are kept in a place and on camera to write this JAMB, you will see that most of them will clear the JAMB. So it is not the children who have not prepared well. It is JAMB that has just messed up the efforts of these children. And that is why I'm saying it on national television. If you bring her in on camera and you give her these questions, she will clear it. I am very confident that my daughter will clear those papers.
Apart from being representing Mr. Nalue here, we are pleased to say that we are also representing the millions of Nigerians that JAMB has failed.
For now, about 300...
Together. So they sent a guy. Did you hear the part where he said, man proposes, God disposes? Is that, or deposes? Is that what he said? I mean, is that what? Okay, they actually tweeted it. Yes, they tweeted it yesterday. After saying the reason why these people failed. They even tried to say, the person, the IT, the head of their ITO, now one Mr. Okoro, only to get debunked that this Mr. Okoro was removed after Tinubu took charge and replaced with one Fumi Usman or something. Now this Okoro has face. Fumi Usman has no face. So the person who was supposed to have been responsible for this supposed glitch. Like I said, they sent somebody onto space on Twitter to go and give people the reason why what happened. Maybe you can get convinced.
And we begin to feel that night we couldn't sleep. We begin to feel some feelers that yes, there could be something wrong. And immediately, without even investigating to find out what could have been wrong, we summon all the parties concerned and stakeholders, whoever could come within the shortest possible time, so that we'll sit down together, because we believe that two or three good hairs are better than one. And we went through the whole 882 centers, center by center, marking both manual and electronics. And that was how we were able to fish out this thing. And what happened? It was just a case of, let me just situate it in this way, that somebody was supposed to upload something, just like you send an email with your laptop, and you wait to see a sign that, okay, this thing says sent, and then you close your laptop. And the person just sent without waiting for it to deliver, and then he shut down and then left. This person technically is not even a staff of the board, but is a service provider that the board had hired, paid huge sum of money to do what he was supposed to do. I am not supposed to go do it because it's as if one is shifting responsibility. But just to douse the tension that people are feeling that maybe somebody somewhere is staff or ethnic and all this, it has nothing to do with our ethnic or fault line or any coloration and all those things. It's unfortunate. It's something that we never envisage. And when we finish the exam, we look at all the parameters and assume that everything was on board. And the system marked the result, did the normal normalization that we do, and we release the result. We are much more than careful in doing our operation. In fact, if you see, the registrar is somebody that for some of us, we feel as that is even too involving. He's somebody that we want to know who even comes in at the gate. He's involved in every aspect of the board. So the issue of whether competence or carelessness from his own part is not there. It's just that no matter how involving you are, no matter how competent you are, no matter how engaging you are, as long as you cannot do the whole thing alone, certainly somebody somewhere will let you down out of negligence and all this. And I want to believe that even the person that is involved, he didn't do it out of the fact that, okay, let me do this thing. It was just sheer carelessness that he didn't understand the responsibility that was placed on his shoulder. It's unfortunate that this thing happened and a section of the country is involved. And it's unfortunate that at least to some extent it will begin to cast some this thing on our area of operation. But don't forget that we'll do exam. Somebody just talked about postgraduate college of surgeon, postgraduate college of physician, CBT. We conduct that exam for them. We conduct exam for postgraduate college of surgeon, Ghana, and all these things. We conduct international examination. We've never had any of such situation. Nobody has ever contested our result. We also have capacity to release result instantly. But when things happen, certainly people, it's just like somebody, they found you with something and things have been missing and you are found with, of course, they will say you are the one that have been stealing all the things that have been missing and stuff like that. And you will not be in a position to begin to defend yourself. You say, it's only this one and all this. And it's because of that that we are apologizing. And we believe that we'll give this candidate the opportunity and they will do their best. Somebody had earlier asked that he checked his result and he saw that it shows something I can't really remember what he said. Some of these candidates, he belongs to a category of candidates that we discovered that they were in a WhatsApp group where somebody was soliciting for payment. That if you pay certain amount of money, your scores will be inflated and stuff like that. So we went into that group, and all candidates that paid money or patronized that particular group harvested their registration number, and then we withheld their result. The essence is that if we are bringing up credible Nigerians, whoever he wants to patronize frauds, and then he wants his scores, it's not possible to even inflate the scores. But for the fact that you are there and you are thinking of that, it's also a crime in its own sense. So that is why that result was not released and stuff like that. So we
Dr.
appreciate.
Benjamin,
Yes.
somebody would like to, sorry to cut you short, someone would like to find out these students that are rewriting, will they be paying for it?
No. They're not paying. Nobody is paying. It's free. And, at the point of registration, you choose your examination time, which is close to where you are. So they will be scheduled for the exam within the areas. We have notified them. First, some of them have started printing notification slip already. And we have also spoken to WAEC. Because somebody had asked elsewhere that why are we so fast about it that we should have given them time and all this things. Because the examination bodies, WAEC, NECO, NAPTEP, before the conduct of the exercise, we sit down and then we look at timetable, and every agency is given a slot for it to utilize. And we had already taken our own slot. WAEC is writing the exam now. After WAEC, NECO will follow suit and stuff like that. So we had to plead with WAEC to give us this particular space. And we feel that if we begin to stretch this, the tension will be too much for this candidate and all this thing. So that is why we are doing everything humanly possible. We slept in the office yesterday till this morning to ensure that at least this exam takes place, so that this candidate will also have a release. And immediately we all this thing will release the result and then adjust the statistics and then also publish it as we have done before.
Okay. Some people also asked that is it
Don't worry. So currently, the Ronukus and the senior Ronukus, especially the Abrodian Ronukus, they are on the road right now, trying to polish the image of Ishak, right, as a very good person, a very competent this and that. And that mofo that just finished talking, so he said they've never had anything like this before. Okay, there's always a first time. Okay, I understand. He said Ishak is always involved, which means, according to him, Ishak is involved in screening the supposed vendors that worked for them. So that guy said an unknown staff, a ghost staff, have access to JAMB data that he was supposed to upload something and he forgot. He closed the laptop. That's what he said. He said he closed the laptop. That was what caused. And the moment he closed the laptop like this, the software just started allocating score to the 379,999 students from the eastern part of Nigeria alone. That's very easy. Like, go and tell them that they are stupid people. Go and say it to them. They can't even differentiate what you are saying. So go on and say that to them. Because that's the way I see it. But to make the matter worse, remember that time that the first controversy that happened was on the day of this supposed UTME JAMB test, right? When the children were posted to far centers. I'm talking about centers that are far away from their homes. Some of them had to travel. Some of them had accidents on their way to or from the center of the examination. The examination was to start at 8, but they made the students arrive, and their parents arrive at 6, or they miss out. Do you know something? The same JAMB has now rescheduled for these children, for something that is not fault of theirs at all. JAMB has rescheduled it, so they're going to do it tomorrow. By tomorrow morning, you are going to start seeing videos of children, and I'm talking about from the eastern part of Nigeria and a part of Lagos. Very convenient. Deliberately. He said they've never suffered anything like that before. Of course,